What is going on, everybody? How are you doing today on a Tuesday? Look at us. This is craziness. Craziness. Definitely want to get an audio check in, a real good one, because we made some changes here. So, want to hear what the game sounds like. Okay, that sounds good. One thing I noticed is weird. Right above me, I've got my spice refinery running. And when I turn here, I can hear it. So it's kind of weird. Let's see what it sounds like once it comes through. Um, we want that and we want this. Give me a second. It's still very low. We're going to spike that a little bit. Hold on. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Let's make you come up here. Maybe that'll work. Let's see what that sounds like. Get out here and shoot some bullets. Let's see what they sound like. Sounds all right. I think we can deal with that. Okay, so I think we can maybe try to do this prop. Oh no, what happened? Come on, man. Okay, okay, so yeah, we should be good. All right, let's get up to the hangar, and we're gonna go over what we're doing tonight. Tonight. Um, so with the changes they made to the with the changes they made to the deep desert, we're kind of having to switch up the way we do things, and let me explain the reason why. So, prior to the changes they made, let me get this out because that sounds so weird. But yeah, prior to the changes, we used to build a deep desert base that was halfway out between like your starting row and where the resources were. Usually did that around like D or E, right on the edge of the PvP zone. And we would just grab our Thopter, fly out, and grab some resources at the big node islands, or even sometimes just on the smaller ones. Get some spice every now and then if we see it. And then we would take it back to the base and process it. And we were kind of a small, like a medium refinery, medium chemical, and decent water generation. So we were a small operation, I would say. Definitely not like the big guild bases or anything, but we don't need to be that. It's just for us. So what we're gonna do now, they've made the changes, is that A row, when you first go into the deep desert, that first little row of squares, they put a whole bunch of nodes in, big sized ones. You can get a ton of those Plastanium materials, raw materials, without having to worry about getting attacked by angry players. My server is, for the most part, pretty low-key. People don't really mess with you. I have a couple individuals who their whole purpose of playing this game is to just go around and ruin other people's times by destroying their, they kill them and then they destroy their stuff and then they fly away. So they have issues that they're dealing with, and this is one of the ways they do it. I prefer not to participate in those kind of actions. This week we're going to get a little more PvP in us, because, we do have to defend ourselves, but not tonight. I kind of liked the danger. It put a little bit of a reasoning and some kind of little pep in your step, because you're gathering materials and you're watching out for bad guys and all that stuff, and it's cool. But after a while, you know, come on, you need so much of this stuff, and it's like I don't want to continuously be looking over my shoulder every single time I play this game. Like, can I just have a relaxing moment to go do what I got to do to get some stuff I need? And this new setup with a whole bunch of nodes in that A row is going to, every time I say that, I think I'm saying arrow improperly or with an accent. But in row A, um, that kind of gives us that option. So, what changes do we have to make? Well, first off, we've got to build a base that has ground access. I never do that. I always have just upper floor. Um, we're going to have to take our buggy out there. And because I'm hoping to be getting a whole lot more materials, um, I'm going with a large ore refinery instead of a small, which needs a much bigger footprint and a whole lot more fancy materials. But that's what our goal is for this one. We're going to make a slightly bigger base, slightly bigger dimensions. I don't know if I have to use a staking unit. We're going to make that determination to see if we have to double it up or if we can just get by with just a single. We're going to see. But yeah, so we're changing up our base and we're changing up our methods. Now, why are we doing all this, or why is it so important? Well, let's take a look at the research section. And I want to look at two things. So number one, here's our Mark 6 cutter array, right? And this is what we were standard using to get Plastanium by mining the titanium and strontium out there. And you'll see here that the titanium and strontium is down at the bottom list there, and every time we use this cutter array we're getting 48. Now there are some skills that can add some bonuses, but we're getting around 50, 55, 58, something like that. When you look in the vehicle section and you go all the way down here, where are you? I'm not sure. It's a Mark 5. Mark 6, there it is. Sorry. So here's the Mark 6 cutter array, which is what I have on my buggy. There is also a special permit that you can get to get a much fancier one, and I have that, but I'm not going to use it tonight. We might do that later on. But for this one, we're getting 90 titanium and strontium from everything we're hitting, so we're getting a ton more. And because we cut down on our transit time, and with the assault storage, or even the assault storage is 1,000, and for the scout storage it's so much less. Sorry, it was 500, but we have a big old buggy. Let's see, which one is it? I'll find it, don't worry. I know people are probably like, dude, it's right there, it's right there. Oh, there it is. With this storage, we can carry 3,000. So that's like 6 times what we were getting in a single run. So this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, going to be much higher yields. We came out barely playing with this last week, and we got about 1,200, 1,300 Plastanium by the end of it. We're going to get a lot more playtime in, especially this coming weekend. And I'm hoping that this results in just an embarrassingly large amount of Plastanium. So what have we got set up? Well, here's what we have. I'm going to bring up my inventory here. We've already got ourselves loaded up. On myself, I've got this stuff, and then I've got materials. If you watch, you remember these are what I need in order to keep my roof units running, between filters and the industrial grade lubricant for the electricity and the water. Utilities. And in vehicle storage we have even some more for the electrical portions. In this first run, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring just enough plastone to make the base itself, and I've got the components for the pentashield walls, I'm sorry, and a storage box to put a bunch of stuff in so that when you're making it, you know, it draws from it. And I've got enough to make several generators and my subbeef in order to get everything up and running. So this first batch here is pretty much just construction. This is going to get our structure. and some supplies. We're going to have to come back and then get all the materials that we need in order to start making some water cisterns. We're going to have to start making more generators. The roof units themselves are not included in all this. So it's going to take a little while. And like I said, since we're going bigger and kind of a different route, I don't quite have it down packed as to what we're going to make it look like. I know I do not have enough spice right now. I need, I think, another 120 something at least. But we are generating some. I went around and collected enough. So we'll be good to go there. But yeah. So we're going to get out there and we're just going to stake our claim and we're going to get our base built in this first run. So, and for that we, of course, are using our wonderful assault. And off we go. They said that in future patches they are going to make it so we can have a carrier, like a container unit for the carrier, the carryall, which will be awesome. I don't think it's going to be something that like you hook up to like you do with the vehicles now with the sandcrawler or the buggy, and tow it with you, because you can't cross lines with that. You can't get to the world map dragging something. You actually have to assemble anything you're going to carry while you're out there. But I think what they're going to do is it's going to be, I think, which means don't quote me, what do I know? But I think they're going to make it so that it's very similar to the storage compartments that we have on the Scout and the Assault right now. So it will prevent you from using it as a carry-all once you're out there, but in these transitions points you'll be able to just stuff tons of stuff in there. That works really well mostly for the big guilds, because they have huge bases they have to make. Takes a long time, a lot of shuttle runs, a lot of materials, and it's just not really every week. Come on, man. Even for me with just a little tiny one-man base, it takes a while. You saw yesterday, we were on for a little over an hour, and that was all really just tear down of the base. We did get a couple things made, but so maybe we'll be able to in the future. We'll be able to do all this in just one trip, lay the base down, and off it goes. I will probably take a screen of this one with the little Solidio, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, but the blueprint gun that lets you save a base pattern. If this works out really well, we will have to see. Usually when I make a base out in the deep desert, whatever it is, I'll maybe expand it a little bit, but I don't change it too much. In this case, this one we're going to tweak, because my dog's coming up the stairs. We're going to tweak this one because this is probably, I'm betting that this is going to be the way we go from here on out. So I was thinking about this and whether or not this matters. Human nature is going to want you to go in here, just where most people are going to go. I know some people that. I'm going up here to this one. So we're going into the far right entry, and I'm hoping that there's some spots that we can claim for ourselves. Now, I did look on the deep desert map. That's a big base. To make sure that those deposits did actually spawn, but this is my first time out here, so let's get up in the air and see what we're looking at. Because when I looked on the map, it said that most of the deposits are going to be up over in this area. I'm liking the fact that we're not seeing too many bases, so it could be a good thing. There's a big one right over there. Let's see what we can find. Okay, there's some materials over here. quite a few right there, and we should be able to get to them with a vehicle. Let's make sure. Yep, we got a route right up there. Alright, let's go. And see, all this area here is safe from worms and safe from other players ganking you. So it's actually quite a nice little setup. Here's some regular materials, and there's a specialty spot. So I don't know if we can build on that. Or if we can get to this real easy. We're going to take a look at this area up here. That's a nice level spot right up here. So that potentially is good, or off to our left right now. Let's see what we can find. And you can get to any of these areas. It's just a matter of driving around a bit. Oh, got some strubidium right there. There's some titanium down. Oh, there's good. Might be us, folks. This might be us. Let's go up a little higher. Strubidium there. We're not going to be able to get up there. But if we have to, we can just grab it with some quick ornithopter runs, because there is some stuff there. Okay. That's alright. Changing zones left and right here. So last couple things I want to check. I want to see what's over here. Not a real good way to drive up, though. Let me see that single node. A little bit here, but you know what? I don't want to build up here necessarily. I mean, this wouldn't be so bad. Oh, we got a route up right there, and I wonder if we can get across that. Because there are at least a few. Worst case scenario, we can head over in that direction. So this might be our winner. There's not a whole lot here. I don't want to build directly on them. Yeah, that would be awesome for me, so I could just, you know, constantly, you know, as soon as you spawn in, boom, it's right there. But that's also kind of a douchebag move, because if I'm not on, I want other people to be able to get things. I like the fact that I'm seeing a ton of fuel cells and some salvage metal. There's fuel cells over there and there. This is this is our spot. Even though I'm going to be building close to a node. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right there. That's where we're gonna land. And let's get to building now. I'm not sure if I was smart enough. I wasn't. You got to have some of those scrap metal on you in order to do this. And I'm also really heavily built right now. I mean, I have the scrap metal, but I need something that's 16 volume that I can switch. Oh, wait. Can we do this? Unreal. Why will you not let me switch that? This is 15 and this is 16. Am I really that screwed? Alright. Let's see. Do we need fuel, maybe? I got rid of fuel cell. So maybe that will be enough. Gap. Winner, winner. Okay, so now that we've got the salvage metal, I can build my advanced sub beef. So, hooray. And like I said, I think we're gonna... Potential spam coming in. I think we're gonna build that sucker right about in here. That puts us thought there was a node right by us. Farther off. Let's just dehydrate. Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, I'm thinking right about here. Nice flat level territory. Fuel cells, all sorts of great stuff, and I'm not really intruding on anything right here. So we're going to go to 8, and we're going to go here, and we're going to position this off the rocks. I don't really want to take up any space. This should be good. We're going to absorb some fuel cells there, though. We might plan on that constantly respawning. There's plenty of fuel cells around, so even though I am kind of taking that over, be alright. It's worse things. Alright, so we're going to pop this sucker right there, and now we own this land. The first thing I got to do is I got to build a storage box of some kind. Can I do that, or is stuff in the... need aluminum. 23 aluminum ingots. The issue I have right now is most of my building materials are in my Thopter, not on me. So if I try to make anything, it's not going to let me. It's going to say, oh, you don't have that on you. And as you saw before, we are very full and very heavy. So what I got to do now is I have got to get some building material switched over, and we got to get power to that sub beef. Right now everything's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Let's see, what can I switch over, because I need to get some of this on me with no space. You're 20, 18, 27, 25. Wow, kind of did this wrong, didn't I? I think I totally did this wrong. We might have to drop some stuff on the ground. Drop that and grab some of this stone. What did I need? I needed aluminum ingots, so I need these in order to make a box. Then I can transfer everything over, and then the problem solved. So I just need to get 35. We have 5 open. Well, we'll drop this. So we'll come over here. And yeah, this will be fine right here, so that we know where it is. But we're going to bring up our inventory, and we're going to drop this 14. Let's drop his axiom. Boop. So we got some space. Should be enough to get some... Oh, I feel parched. So I'm getting ready to die, because, of course, it's the morning. Come on, I know it's not a full amount, dummy. I need to open up a slot somewhere. So we'll bring over some steel, and let's split this. There we go. That should be enough. Should be able to make a box, at least. We can make a box. Boop. Okay, so now that we've got a box, and we know we're going to make a bunch of these, now I can come up here, and I do have access to my ornithopter, and we can transfer a bunch of stuff out. And we can also get a bunch of stuff off of us. So now we got some flexibility, right? Tons of flexibility. Let's go ahead and get some drinks before we die. Boop. Boop. And we'll do one more. Boop. Okay, there we go. So now when I bring this up, I should have access to changing my subset to building materials, and here we go. Structure. We're going to put some foundations down. Yeah, look at that. I got almost 2,000, so hooray. Alright, let's get to building. Not doing anything fancy. I know some people are like, oh, you got to make really cool looking bases. No, I'm honestly just trying to make a base that has some walls, man. It almost feels like cheating building on such stable ground, man. Most of the time I have to, oh, so close. Most of the time when I'm building on these things, I'm like my aerial base, the yeet base, and other stuff. I'm getting heat stroke again. Alright, so there we go. We've got a basic idea. I'm not going to come all the way over on this side. Not going to interfere with that. So here's where this ends. Okay, first off, let's get some walls because we are definitely going to start dying here. I did bring water, but I don't know if we have enough. There we go. Let's make our heat stroke start going down, which is good. I think this width will be fine. So we'll cut some of that foundation down. Now I'm also not going to make the same mistake I made earlier, which was putting some of the granite stone stuff in. Everything I'm going to be building now, at least everything that's exposed to the world, is going to be Plastanium based. Oh, am I out already? No, I'm not. I just get too far. Go ahead and we'll go to move. And let's bring you... Probably not where you're going to live for permanency, but this will be a little closer. Alright, back to building. So yeah, anything that says granite stone, we don't want to build, except for floors. I'll do floors. These will work, though, nicely. Whoa, we switched. Whoa, we moved. So this is just interior design right here. I like to do the metal lighty, well, I don't know what these are called, but stronghold walls. I like to do them on the corners, just personal preference. Really no reason for it, other than I think it looks cool, and I'm allowed to. We are cutting into our materials, though. That is definitely for sure. Oh, I did it wrong. Did I? No. Oh, we do that all the way around the border. Okay. Too many times. Okay. We might have to go back for more. I love it when that works out. That's plastone. That's granite. So we aren't using that one. We are using this one. Eventually you'll switch. Boop. Boop. Come on, man. Thank you. Look at that. That doesn't line up properly. So we're just going to just repeat. That way we don't have problems. Get in there. Thank you. Good. that's plastone too. So, in thinking about this, as you can tell, this is so much bigger than any of my previous bases. I would do not quite this large. I would do usually a single, maybe a double storage. I went with a little more open on the last one, but we're making, like I said, we need a hangar for at least our regular ornithopter. We're probably going to be bringing the assault out here too and parking it. Not my storage one, but um, the combat one. Like I said, we get a little more angry. I'm going to be okay with the sticks coming through the ground. It's not ideal, but it'll be okay. So for a buggy, I need to have at least a 2-story lower portion. That is so the buggy can honestly get in and out real nice and easy. I'm just going to move that out of the way. And I think what we're going to do, I said I wasn't going to go all the way, but I think we're going to L-shape this bad boy, and we're going to bring our, we're going to come right in there. I think we'll go 4 wide for our entrance. That'll be perfect. And there we go. Okay, so I could still go up some more. I think we're going to do at least a 2-story for the lower portion. And then we're going to do probably a 2-story for the upper, which will be our hangar for flying in. We're going to be able to bring our buggy in this way. And we'll have plenty of space over here for storage, for any other units we're going to make. So yeah, there's all sorts of options that we've got. Right now, though, what I want to do is I want to make the roof just in case we get a sandstorm or something nasty that comes through. Plus, also that way we can run around down here and build what we have to without having hydration issues. So we're going to do a 2-story and then 2-story above it. And I'm going to just go with these guys. I know I said I wasn't building granite stuff, but this is going to end eventually. Okay. This is eventually going to be interior. So it's not going to be susceptible to storm damage. So it'll be okay. And at first we're just going to go ahead and do the lit floor all the way across. So that's why we brought the granite along. Trying to build stuff way up in the air, man. What's going on? Do the rest of the downstairs walls. It always does the outer face when I don't want it to. I don't know. I think we're going to have to move that Thopter somewhere. She's going to be getting in the way. And we might have to make another run to go get some more stone. Park her right on the edge. Just gets her off the ground for us. Oh yeah, I forgot I changed my suspensor belt. So now we get hurt when we make jumps that we never used to get hurt on. So I has to pay attention to that. It's a corner, and that technically is a corner as well. That's a corner. 900. No, not at her. Boop. Boop. That worked out well. Worked out well indeed. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put this stuff up here so at least... Didn't think I was going to hook that one. Come on. Ah, the joy of building bases in Dune Awakening, right? Bases, am I right? Let's see. We'll do you. And then we'll come back over here because technically this is a corner. Come on. Why are you outer base? Boop. And I guess we're just gonna... Oh, no, it'll work. We'll put you there. You there. You there. Boop. Okay. So technically we could finish off the ceiling. Let's go ahead and do that. We are getting low. Oh, that's granite we're low on. I don't even know how much plastone we'll see. Ah. A little part of me was afraid those two weren't, or wasn't going to make it, like I'd misjudged it somehow. Silliness. So, you could find granite anywhere around here. It actually is a mineable resource out here in the deep desert. You can also find the basalt stone, but you're going to need to have something that's going to let you convert it, you know what I mean? So, all right, look at that. So we got our first floor done. It's huge. We got that and that and that. Okay, so next up, we got to make some generators. That is mucho importante. So inside this box, we still got tons of that. Is there anything left in the assault thopter? Yes, there is. So we need to bring all of this stuff over. Here, we'll just do this. It should all fit. Sure did. Okay, so the reason I want to bring that over is we need to get power so that the shield goes up and so I can start making pentashield entrances. So we are going to just bring this up and we're going to go back to this and we're going to go to utilities and it won't let me do that because I don't have any salvaged metal, right? Because I dropped it outside. But I usually don't bring a whole lot of salvaged metal just because, as you can see, there's a ton of it right here. So if I need more, I know where to get it. Okay. So we come over here. Sorry. And we're just going to make a big row of these guys. We'll be able to change position, maneuver them later if we want to. This is just initial getting everything up and running. Alright, so I can only make 3, but that's alright. Do I have fuel cells? I think I do, don't I? Don't. Bring any? Well, luckily, we built close to some resources. Since it's early stage, I'm not going to bother. I would much rather snag those bad boys with the buggy, because you'll get so much more. This will be good enough for us to do this and get our base up and running. And there we are. So now we got shields. We got a little bit of power. Not a whole lot, but it's enough. So I am actually going to make a slight change. Sorry. We are going to bring out our construction tool again. And I am going to delete these little sections right here. And the reason I'm doing that is because we are going to put an incline right here and give us a little ramp to come up. That usually makes life better for vehicles. So we want to go R and back to the Atreides stuff, and we want to go to inclines, and we want to go to ramps. And even though it's just that little bit right there, that's going to make a world of difference. No. It does make a silliness happen here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to walls, and we'll go to this guy, and we'll put another one down underneath, so that way it looks right. It'll bother us if we don't do that. Perfect. All right, so that little ramp will help us get the vehicle in and out. Too high is perfect. Actually, we are way wide, but also want to have the ability to fly into here if I really, really want to. And for that, we need to go here and to utilities, and we're going to do a pentashield. And we're going to put it eventually, come on, man, right here. And we're coming all the way over and all the way up. Boop. There we are. I am not a very nice person, so we're not going to share. If you ever want to change the, like to make this 3, because that 3 is meaning that associates can get into, you got to go down to one of the corners, and that's how you see that. So if you hit E here, now you can see it's associate. I can do co-owner, or I can do owner. 63 out of 25, so we're in great shape. So there we are. Now you'll see it's got a 1, which means only me. I could set that to a guild thing if I really wanted to, but we're not quite there. We still got to get things going. Okay, so we have our bottom floor with plenty of space. So what we're going to do now is we are going to come out here and Come up here and we're going to see about finishing this up. All we need from here is a good place to land, and I think this will be the better spot. So we're going to up this, make this 2, just like we normally do. And got to see how much stone we still have. $800. So we could probably do a good amount. We'll see. And with our roof, we need 2 things. We need, 1, the ability to land in here, and number 2, we need enough space on the roof for our units. We're going to be putting at least 3, maybe 4 large wind traps this run. And we also are going to be putting quite a few power generators up there. So we do have quite a bit of stuff that we need to make happen. So we're going to actually switch to you. And then switch back to you. No. I've found this sometimes this gets wonky and it makes me unhappy. Outer face bastard. Can't say that that bothers me enough to super change it right now. Okay, so we still got that side to do. So I think what we'll do is we'll make this our landing area, nice and big, and then this all is going to be rooftop access. This is where we're going to put all our machinery and stuff. So I'm going to have to close up this section here. Your neighbor going by. Oh, no, no. Okay, so we're going to go to roof. Doop. And for starters, we're just going to do this kind of roof. Might change that later. Do I know how to get an ornithopter quick as a solo? Short answer is not necessarily quick, but if you focus on progressing through the trials for the Fremen, that will get you a lot of access to things. You'll start moving through from like the copper to the iron and such. Do you know what what world server you're on? I guess it's Rashid. That's the best way to say it. Let's see. I'm actually going to clip this just a tad. I'm going to bring a roof hatch across here. And that's going to be our entry point. And then we just got to finish this up. Okay, so go back to walls to do. Not outer base. Inner base. Good enough. Okay, so with that done, now we have to come back and go back to this and go back to utilities, and now we need to make this kind of pet to shield. Why are you upset? Why are you not working? Whoa, I don't know how big you're trying to be here. Oh, I did it. Yay. Alright, so all we gotta do is seal this one up. And for that, we need to R back to here. Did we actually get... Oh no, are we out of Plastone? No, we're not. We got plenty. I don't know why it was all stupid there. We'll probably switch these walls out later and do some fancy kind of architecture type stuff. And now we see that we are water sealed. So that's what we're looking for. So this base is effectively built. We can get in and out. The only thing I can't do right now is I can't go downstairs from up here. And I have relatively sealed myself up. I can, of course, go out if I really wanted to. But what we're going to do, right along the walls here, is where we're going to put some stairs. So let's do this. We'll go to demolish. We'll hit the wrong button for a second there. Okay, so you at least want to make sure you have a place to go when you come upstairs. So I don't want to delete this one. This one will be the one. Boom. Now I can put steps going this way. Also works out really well because I will be covering up my I'll be covering up the generators that are down there, or I'll cover up my water tanks. It's only going to be one stair set, though. All right, let's go back to you, and we'll go back to inclines, and we got some steps to make. And I'm just going to fall and hurt myself because I forget about that. Come on. There's that. And there's that. All right, so now we got access. Top and bottom. Hopefully we could scoot this bad boy over. Yeah, it looks like it's all right. Oh, we got plenty of space. Just it in there nice, but it won't be able to put two in. So we may end up cutting this area out and making this also where we can land our scout, and we'll keep the assault in there. Which you'll have to see. But for right now, let's go take a look at what resources we still have available. I need to make more of these, I knew. And I also need to make some more of these, but I don't think I have enough metal on me. Do I want to go out and get some just to... Yeah, because it's going to be a little while, right? I should also be able to make some water cisterns, but I don't have... don't have the ability to make the rooftop units yet, so that's kind of inhibiting, but we'll get there. those. Don't know why we're not running. There's a bunch of you. And we'll grab this. Might as well grab the ones on the ground. Okay. We're gonna get heat stroke. I didn't realize it was gonna look like that. Might have to change that. It's an ugly base, but you know what? We aren't trying to win pretty awards. Oh, what did I do? Boop, boop. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll switch that back. Could just be switching between. I usually put my construction tool on 8, so it's where I'm used to it being. We got to change here, and yes, so I can make some water cisterns. Because eventually we're going to need those. I think I can make 4. I believe I brought enough materials. Yep. Right, now I'm out of steel ingots, so we got our 4 cisterns out. I don't have the materials to make any of the super awesome fancy stuff, but we'll definitely be able to get a couple more of these, and then we're going to go back and we're going to bring the materials for the water traps on the roof and the electric generation up on the roof, and we've already got some filters and some seals, so hopefully that'll be okay, and enough to make the large refinery. So those are the next things on the list, but I want to get a couple more generators. How many does that give me? 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna do one more. Okay, come over here, and let's see how much fuel we stick in there. 2 days and 8 hours, but you know what? We're doing a lot better. We're at 600, so that's a good step up. Yeah. I think I can make one more of those boxes as well. Let's see what's under storage. I'll make big honking one. I don't think we're there yet, because it's going to take a lot for this bad boy. And as you can see, like I said, this thing is huge. So we definitely need... oh, you don't do that, buddy. Look at the size of this monstrosity. It's crazy. Might be putting that around this corner. We'll move all that other stuff. But as you can see, I need 200 spice out of the 126 I have, and I need to bring complex and advanced machinery. But I have those, so it'll be okay. As far as these guys go, we need... oh, I got everything except the duraluminum. That's cool. So we're going to bring some duraluminum ingots. I wonder if that's in the ornithopter. Shouldn't be. Thought I emptied her out. Find out. Yeah, she's totally empty. So we need to bring a bunch of duraluminum ingots. Let's get an idea, like I said. So if I make one of those, need 125, 35, 3. We're good on that. I need more calibrated servox. 360 duraluminum. I'm good on... to make 3, I'm good on silicone. I'm almost good on servox. I'm way good on spice. And I need 360 duraluminum ingots, man. Am I going to remember that? I don't know if I'm going to. I just need to bring some more calibrated servox and a bunch of duraluminum. And that should be fine. So we'll get all 3 of those bad boys up there in the roof and running, but I don't think those generators are going to be enough to keep them running. So we're also going to have to, in this run, bring the stuff for that, which we're good on cobalt paste. We'll need way more calibrated servox. Spice is fine, and a bunch of duraluminum. So need to go back and bring as much duraluminum as I can, as many calibrated servox as I can afford to bring. I thought we were close on the other one. 75, so I'll have 15 left. Yeah. So I need 70, 90. So I need 90. So we'll bring 100. We'll bring 100 servox. And as much duraluminum ingots as I can bring. And then spice. And what did we need for you? I don't even remember. The machinery and spice, of course. Okay. I think I can remember that. And we're also going to need to bring stuff for this. So we'll need more duraluminum and a bunch of complex machinery. So that should be fine. Okay, let's get going. We're probably going to have to come out with another assault. Another assault run. But that's actually okay because we're so close to the entry point. It's right over there. There's a guy built a base there. He's obviously got the same idea I do with bringing a buggy out here. That's why he has a ground entrance. So there will be some competition, but you know what? I think we're all going to be able... Oh, man, I'm going to crash. I think we'll all be able to get along. Man, we're already an hour in, and we just got our land grab done. I heard that. It took some paint. Definitely got to put some boosters on these things, man. I normally, like I said, I just usually park my my assault in there. But yeah, back to so Rashid popped up in chat. Back to the question of getting the ornithopter quick. In order to get an ornithopter, you've got to progress through the tier levels. And those you'll find in the research. I can't look at them right now. But basically look at it as the materials that you can use. Because you're going to go through a copper tier, and then an iron, and then a steel, and then aluminum, and then duraluminum, and then plastanium. Once you get... let's see, is it... I think you got to be around aluminum stage in order to get yourself... Dude. In order to get yourself your first ornithopter. But that will change your life. Flying around and doing stuff. Whew. I did most of my contract work. Man, that's way out on the edge. Normally I'd be after that, but no, we got a base to build. But I did most of my contracts after I had an ornithopter, and a lot of the class work and the skill tree work, and that was so good. Oh my gosh. because they rubber band the hell out of you, and especially some of the like the Mentat, the Swordmaster trainings, all of those things, they got you bouncing from Haga Basin to Harco, back and forth. And if you don't have a method to transport yourself, you're throwing coin down to make that happen, and that's just no good. That is no good at all. But yeah, it just progressed through the main story, searching for the Fremen, and that will move you along, through it. I mean, it was a big step going from running around on foot to also running around with a sand bike, and then getting the buggy. The buggy really doesn't go any faster or slower than your sand bike. It's a little bit, but the big thing with the buggy is the fact the buggy just turns resource gathering, up on high. Holy cow! Oh, it's the lights, dude. I didn't know what the heck that was. It's freaking my head, messing with my head. Okay, so let's see what we've got sitting over here. I made this big box specifically for deep desert stuff. So as you can see, we got some of the advanced machineries and the complex. I don't know if it's enough. There's a ton of duraluminum. We are going to transfer a bunch of this stuff over, though. This is pretty much from when I tore my base down before. Now, the rockets and the scout pods, we don't need to bring those. We also don't need to bring these wings. And we've already started collecting salvage metal. In fact, I think I probably brought it back with me like an idiot. Yeah, I did. Let's put this over here. And we'll put that on the Assault Thopter because I don't want to be carrying that around. It's 30 volume. Okay, so I'm going to go grab more duraluminum, just in case we need extra. And we got to bring a bunch of spice, too. Luckily, I made some. Usually I just jump off of these, but I got to be careful. It's not that I can't jump off of them anymore. See, I can do this. I just got to remember to do it. That's the issue. Alright, should still be in the machine, but it is done. Look at that, 200. Sweet. I'm going to leave you right there. I don't think I've got any in this. Yep, I used it all. Okay, so I got 200 spice on me. We're going to need to get more complex machinery and more advanced machinery. I think we're going to be okay with silicone. I don't know, though. We'll have to check. So this box is where we've got that. Boy, we don't have a whole lot of them, do we? Got a bunch of these, though. Let's just split it in half. And we'll bring that. I don't even know if I'm going to need that much. But, yeah. Alright, is there anything special that we need from death stills? Because we're going to definitely have to make some of them. Duraluminum. A whole bunch more. That complex machinery that we're grabbing, we'll probably should get more silicone blocks. Especially since it's going to take quite a bit. So we'll bring more silicone blocks. And way more duraluminum as well. We have it, so it'll be okay. Another thing that we're going to have to bring is these guys. Yep, we did do some preparation work, so we have gotten quite a few of these dudes sitting here ready. We'll bring 3. That'll be good enough for this run. So let's go grab a bunch of silicone blocks. And then we're going to grab the rest of the duraluminum, and hopefully that will get us where we need to be. Do I not have any? Ooh, I don't have any. The horror. I can make a ton. Fortunately, it's going to take some time. Oh, they make quick. I mean, obviously we can't stand here for all 300 of them, but they do come quick. Yeah, let me check something here while we're standing here. So, under research, when you look at your vehicles, when you're into copper products, you can make yourself some sand bike stuff. And that'll get you through. Once you get to iron, you can make a Mark II. The steel products is when you get to make your buggy, and then finally aluminum is going to be when you're first starting to be able to make your ornithopters. So by progressing through the main story, you'll start to unlock these options. You do have to be careful because if you push the story too quickly, you will not have the capability of handling some of the bad guys that you come across. But I mean, it is definitely worth it. And then you've got to be able to have the skill points to to research all of these. And as you can see, you're going to need to be able to mine aluminum. So, and that diamond dust. Diamondine dust and armor plating. Those you're going to get from the Oscarite idiots. It takes some work. But it's so satisfying once you get it. Once you get it, it's really, really a game changer. Tell you what, I'm going to hit the bathroom real quick. So we're going to go to our be right back screen. We're going to let this process because I don't want to run off without it. I got a couple other things I want to make. I know I have 3 filters, but we potentially are going to be making 4 water things on top of the roof. I'm not sure yet. We're going to see what the power requirements look like. But, man, there's a couple other things that we definitely want to check to see what we can and cannot make and where we stand on those. So, I did take some filters and some of that industrial grade lubricant from my own machines that are on the roof for the main base. I've still got 7 days worth of running out of both of them, so I could afford to take them from there instead of making them. I wasn't sure if I had enough spice and the materials to justify making a whole new set, so I just took enough to get it. Once we get them built, I'll get an idea what I need to make, and then we'll do those. But I'm gonna hit the bathroom. We'll be right back, and we'll see how far along on these duraluminum ingots we are, and we'll get back out there and finish the base off. So, catch up with you in just a bit. Okay, we're back. So, we got a bunch of these made. So that's kind of nice. We'll take them. That's what I wanted to see. All right, so we're going to actually put those back. And we're going to fill up that salt because we've still got quite a bit of space here. And we got 200 with us and another 100 that we're bringing along. That should be good enough for what we're trying to pull off. Spice we got on us, but man, I don't want to leave anything behind, but I don't think I am. Let's see if I have more advanced machinery. I feel like I wish I did. Oh, you know what? We got a box upstairs that still has a bunch of crap in it. Let's go check that. Dummy. That was some stuff that we definitely knew we needed, too. I think we emptied all that stuff, didn't we? Got anything in here? No. And this is just a general box, so no, we don't. Okay. Well, what else can we bring? Let's see. We're gonna have enough stuff to make those. 2 of them, at least one. We'll get one started. And we'll have enough to do that. And we should have enough to do that as well. I got 24 advanced machinery, so that's all we're going to have for that. Oof. I don't think I need it for anything else. Let's look at utilities. Bringing more duraluminum. Oh, I need Servox. Glad I checked. I need Servox. A bunch of Servox, and we do need as much aluminum as we can get. So let's take you downstairs. We'll go over here to this box. And you know what? I don't want to really play around with it too much. So we're going to split this one right in half. And then we're going to stick those in the assault. And 250 should be plenty. I should not have any problems after that. Tell you what, we're going to also drop these out. We're going to just bring a full stack. Like I said, it's just to be safe. I'd rather not have any kind of dumb silliness happen. I just like to be organized. I think that's going to do it for this. Oh yeah, while I'm here. Oh, I know something we should bring. So I got 2 boxes here in what I call the water room. I got 2 death stills in case I ever have to use them. One box is for bodies, and then the other box is for my leader johns that I've collected. And we're actually going to have to figure something out. That's 50. That'll be good. Bring you over and stick you back into the assault. Boop. Because it can handle it. What else? We got anything else big and bulky? 40. Okay, so yeah, that gave us quite a bit of space. So we're going to bring some of these over. We're going to fill them up with water before we do. And that's just kind of get things started. It'll take a while for the death stills to kick over, and it'll take a while for the traps on the roof to start generating water. So we're going to have to make sure that we have the possibility there. I've been doing a lot of processing, so my units are really low, but you know what? We can still fill everything up without damaging too much. I mean, 439,000, and I'm crying that I'm too low. Got one more slot in the assault. I'm going to bring one more body. That way we've got 4 sitting over there. So that's full. And our backpack is relatively full. But I think that's going to do it. I don't think I need to do too much more. Since we have the space, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll at least get one thing out of the way. We're going to bring as many of these as we can carry. Good. Extra good. I should do it. I'm going to have to make some more of this stuff, though. Go ahead and do that before we leave. It's always good to let this stuff run. What am I missing? Missing fuel cells. A bunch of cobalt paste, though. Do I need cobalt paste? I don't think I do, but you know what? We should probably grab some. Ah, it's so nice to see this. They made these less. They're, instead of 1 volume per, now it's like 0.5, so you could double up, but still that's not going to be a whole lot. The assault is full, right? Yep. You're at 40, 50, 25, that'll work. Oh wait, 13 is even better. Very picky. Boop. All right, so we're full. We're full up everywhere. So it's a good trip back. So we'll take this back up to the hangar, jump in the assault, and we'll make a second run. Those guys are fighting somebody. Okay, here we go. Eventually. Back out to the deep desert we go. I saw a post on Reddit where a person was asking, they were just getting to this point, and they were like, I see a lot of people building bases out there. Is it better to just ferry things back and forth, or is it better to build? Man, there's another spice bloom. I have no spice now. I got like 100 sand because everything's going towards this deep desert junk. But hey, well, that's a tomorrow problem. Um, but yeah, on this Reddit post, the person was asking, is it better to ferry materials back and forth, or is it better to build a base out there? And I tried to answer it as best as I could, but that's a really in-depth question. And the bigger deciding factor is, where are you going to spend your time? If, let's say, you only get a couple hours, a couple days a week to play, building a base out there that you're not going to be using and not maintaining, not a good way to go. I would just ferry it back and forth. If you get several hours every single day that you can play, like maybe you play 2 hours a day, then having a base would be better, because you can get out to the deep desert and everything that you're doing is out there. You're doing your refining, you're doing all that stuff, and you're definitely going to be more productive. It's a lot easier to bring back a finished product than it is to bring back a raw material. By that I mean you can bring back 2 to 3 times as many ingots of plastanium than you can raw titanium and raw strontium. Uh, so it's better if you can dedicate the time to go out there and build yourself, even if it's just a small base, just a real small, just a little production facility. You don't need to have this ginormous structure with all sorts of, you know, refineries and fabricators and all sorts of crazy stuff. Um, So it really depends on how much time you get to play and how much time you can dedicate. Because having a base out in the deep desert is great, but only if you're going to be out in the deep desert. So if you still got a bunch of haggis stuff that you're doing and you got, some contracts that you want to run and things like that, I wouldn't bother. Especially since they made this change to where you only have to jump into A row to start getting into row A in order to start getting some of this material. Um, if they hadn't made this change, I would probably say 75% of the time you want to build a base out here. The other 25 is when you're doing some small runs. That's new. I remember seeing that. So it looks like somebody else is moving in. So with all these resources here and people starting to build bases down on the ground level here, one thing I would say is if you are going to come out here with your ornithopter, uh, take the stuff that's up high. Like, see that right there on the left? A buggy can't get to that. Buggy can't get to that copper ore right there. Don't take the materials that are within reach of a buggy because that's going to definitely make you. You're not going to be making a lot of friends, and you don't want to do that. I mean, you don't have to make friends, but you definitely don't want to be making enemies out here. Okay, so let's get some things going. So also, I need to make another stairwell in order to get up onto the roof. Like I said, you don't want to have it built, directly on there, but I also want to have a door in here. So we are going to create some roof access. And like I had said, I might want to have the ability to land another ornithopter in here. So we're going to kill that one. We're going to kill this one, and I think we're going to put that one back. Yep. And then we'll go to inclines, and we'll make some stairs. And that will be our roof access if we could figure out where to stand to make it happen. And if we want to tear this roof out and make another little hangar, we can definitely do that. So here we go. We're going to enclose this area. Always does the outer wall, man. Boop. Boop. It's like I missed that. Dude. Okay, and last but not least, we are going to put a door. I want to make sure it's a Plastanium door. And now we got to go back to roof. And oh, there we go. And it says we're sheltered. I'm sure we'll be water shield. Yep, perfect. Okay. So here's our point of roof access, and we need to make some wind traps. But first, we got to go back downstairs because we got to transfer all the stuff that's in there. I guess that was from deleting. Yeah. All right, so we got to get all this stuff out of our pocket. Let's see. Put you and you. You and you and you and you. You and you. And we still got plenty of space. So that's good. know if that needs to be in there or not, but we'll leave the bodies in the Thopter because everything else is fine. So, this happened when I deleted that space in order to make up there. So, we'll just take it. Make sure we don't leave it laying on the ground. We will put handrails in safety first, but for right now, we don't. So, let's see. First off, let's get ourselves some water traps, utilities. All right, looks good. And we're going to put this one right there. I think in order to have these, we're going to have to forego the idea of having a super awesome second air bay. So, but we'll do that. I do not have enough duraluminum in order to make this, so that one is going to have to wait. Climb up here. I hate when I hit the wrong damn button, man. Yes, so you can go. So we're still, yeah, we're short on duraluminum. That's a shame. Okay, so here we're going to just deposit all 500, get this bad boy up and running, so at least we're generating some electricity. And we're going to come here, and we're going to go there, and deposit all 3, but then we're going to go immediately to storage, split, and we're going to take 1 back. And that's going to get this guy here running. Doop. Split that, and deposit 1. So I've got a day for my my wind traps, and this, let's check. Oh, that was, I think, all the way. So I'm gonna have to go back and get more of that duraluminum. Yeah, this thing's 100%, so probably definitely don't need 31 days. So when we make the next unit, we'll just go into the storage, split it in half, and take it away, and that'll get both of them running. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a mine there and then detonate it because, you know, that's what was missing. Also, I'm critically injured now because I don't have the right thing on. Open up. Thank you. That's amazing, isn't it? Okay. So, where do we want to put our stuffs? I think we're going to move all of these and we're going to end up building... Okay, so first off, let's get you out of the way. That'll work. Okay. Move you. Put you right in the middle of the floor because that's what we do. And we'll figure out a better place to put these later. Probably move them upstairs because there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff upstairs. But I'm looking for a spot for that large refinery. I think that'll work. What do you think? Get as close to the wall as we can. Boom. All right. We need to... It's close. That's real close. We will definitely get more power units up on the roof, but and we'll probably make some more of these guys. Let's see. put you back. We'll get to that later. We still ended up not using all of this, so that's impressive. Yeah, we only got 7 left. So when we do make another run back, because we definitely have to go back in order to get our wonderful buggy broken down and brought out. We're definitely going to bring all those aluminum ingots that we just made, and we'll see. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to store those two. Those are the smaller units. Those are the ones that I use for myself. I don't want to empty all containers and have these things empty out because then I'm just cycling back and forth. I want to dump this water in just to get my these bad boys here started. As you can see, we are building some now since we got the traps up on the roof, but we want to do some awesome capacity stuff there. Probably put some desk stills in here and finish off some boxes. And we're going to definitely want to make more water. Can I make more right now? I can. Good. Steel and blocks. Yeah, we're definitely going to do more. So, how many? I got 4 right now, and that gives me a bunch, but I want more, especially since we're going to be doing a whole lot of refining. The last base I did 6, and it worked out okay. We're going to do 8 this time, and ran into my generator here. So we're going to do 8, and we're going to see how this does. One of the good things about these water guys is you can put them anywhere. They're all tied in, like I'd mentioned in a Reddit post I did. It said, you know, apparently we're plumbers because you put in a cistern and it's connected to everything. So I'll probably put a couple of these upstairs so that when I fly in, if I'm running low on water, if I need it or forget it or whatever, I can just grab it from there. In fact, we'll just do that right now while we're talking about it. So I'm going to grab you. We're going to run upstairs. And let's put that right there. And we'll go grab a couple more. You. Huh. Darn right. And of course I will go through this later and make sure that they're perfectly aligned. Right now we're just firing from the hip, so to speak. I think we're going to put a row of generators right there. Okay, so we'll grab you from the front. And you will go as tight as we can into this. That'll work. Whoa, easy. Why am I only sheltered? Out water field. Darn tootin' I am. Okay. I don't know if I needed to bring them all, but I know that we did get a little lack of space down there. So get that thing out of the way. Can't see. We did get a little bit of a lack of space by putting in the that large refinery. We still have to do the small chemical in order to turn stravidium into stravidium fibers, and we got to put some desk stills down there so we can make some water out of people. It's gross, but it's what it is. I didn't make the rules. I'm just trying to play the game. Easy. I think I can get another one in there. If I can, that'll be awesome. Oh, sweet. That'll work. We'll line them up a little bit later. I got some water there. Let's see. What options do we have? I think I'll keep a lot of the rest of this clear. I'll put some stuff in here for the vehicles. This is actually way bigger than I think we need to be. So we may even take some time to trim some stuff down. Because we're not that far from where I want to be. You know? I want to put the Stravidium close to this. So I tell you what, we're going to take you. I'm going to move. You're going upstairs. You're going to go upstairs too. Whoa, I'm stuck. I found this to just drop it and then grab it from the front. So much easier than trying to alt mouse wheel spin it. It just doesn't work that well for me. I don't know. It's me, but you do you, I'll do me. That's one of the best ways for us to work. So I'll tell you what, you're going to go over this way because we are going to put, if we can make it, so duraluminum. So we need a bunch of duraluminum. That will make that. We will be able to make another one of those and even that. So duraluminum was our weak point here. So we're going to go back. We're going to bring as much duraluminum as possible. And we're going to get another water trap upstairs, another piece of electrical, the turbine. And we'll spread out our resources and see how we stand with that. And then, oh, I got to make death stills. Can I do that? Can't. Again, duraluminum. So we're going to have to make some death stills, get those going, and we're going to break down our buggy and bring our buggy this way. So that's going to be super exciting. Let's take you, and we're going to stick you over here in the corner. Nobody sticks my water in the corner. Good enough for now. And we're definitely going to have to make more boxes. Hey, well, put them this way. Make it a little easier to get in there. All right, do I have anything that I need to... Oh, yeah, I should drop these guys off. Or take them to get more water. Let's bring them back with us. Bring them back to get more water. Definitely want to drop these guys off. And those we need to take. So we'll bring our 5-liter John here. We'll bring those back, fill them back up at our base, bring out another 50K in water. And that will help us get almost on our way. We might be ready to roll then. What are we at here? Yeah, we're at 52,000 and climbing, so that's not bad. So we're going to go back. We're going to bring as much duraluminum as we've made and probably make some more. And we're going to break down our buggy. I was thinking about mining some of that since we're heading back and we do have some space. But then I remembered that there are a couple spice blooms in Haga that might still be there when we come through. So we shall see. Sorry about that. I was just getting caught up on some of the deep desert chat that's going on. They're discussing gravity mines and how gravity mines work on you just like they work on your enemies. So you got to be careful. Now, supposedly they're making a change to where I don't know if they made it yet already, but I thought they said in the western shield wall they were going to have plastanium, like the titanium and strontium options in Haga. Which would be cool. Depending on where they are, you could buggy them as well, but the real question is going to be how much of them is there. All right, we'll get some altitude, and let's see if any of those spice blooms are still here. There's one. Awful close to radiation, isn't it? And I normally do not like to farm spice in my assault. She is a little too unresponsive for me, and they've kind of made worms a little more nasty, so let's make sure before we get too crazy. Yeah, I have nothing in the assault, so you know what? We'll take these guys and switch them over because they're very heavy. Get ourselves some water while we're standing there. Not going to get too crazy with the still suit because I'm almost at my base, so. We're going to play it real safe here, by the way, guys. I've noticed that there are times that it's very difficult. Come on, dude. It's very difficult to get that assault off the ground. We are harvesting fast, though. When am I getting the scary music? That's fun. Come on, big girl. Come on. There you go. Alright, he going. No, they said that if you touch any part of the worm now, it'll cause you to die instead of just the mouth. And that kind of scares me because sometimes when you see the worm going past like that, he's underground, but then all of a sudden he's not. You know, it's like, dude, what? Why are you breaching? Just random body sections out of nowhere, and I don't want to be anywhere near that crap, so we are definitely, kind of got a little messy here. We are definitely playing a whole lot safer. We were far too cavalier. What's that? We were far too cavalier back in the old days. That's good enough. We were definitely a lot, Dude, I'm gone. What are you doing? it is a good thing. The worms were not scary at all. Once you kind of patterned them out and realized, I mean, you had to be on drum sand for them to be super active. So, you know, I do agree. I think the changes they made are actually pretty good, and it's making you work for things a little bit more. I would like to see kind of a training ground type thing for that. You know, maybe if in Haga they had a couple spots where worms would come out and you could get some spice and kind of practice a little bit. You can hand gather over there, but I mean, for me, that change was it's handleable. Like I said, I just play a little more reserve. But for people just learning, I wonder, like, you know, do they have the opportunity to learn that? I'm chance in there. Okay, so first off, we're gonna get that out of our hands. So we're here to get some water for ourselves, fill our leader johns, and we're gonna go take apart our buggy, and we're gonna see how much duraluminum was made while we were on our little trip there. A lot apparently, because it's done running. 244 is not a bad amount, but I tell you what, I think since we're here, let's fire up some more. Still make 300. That's because of the aluminum. So we'll do another 120. Works for me. Boop, 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 boop. Excuse me. Sorry, I get the hiccups. So, yep, I left them in the assault. So we'll pick these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch to our backpack. 1, 2. Come on. 3, 4. Why are we full? Really? Is that heavy? Whatever. Okay, so we'll do this and we'll fill all containers. Now we're going to go back to the box and we're going to drop all these guys off. Just so we can switch them back into the assault. That'll be another 50k water that's going to get us nice and rolling. And what's the other thing I was doing over here? Oh. Want to drop the spice off and then we're going to tear apart our buggy. Very low on spice, guys. Very low. Probably should be doing that while I'm out here in the deep desert, but there are better things. So, let's see. What do we have on us? Virtually nothing, which is good. Because we're going to have to carry a lot of these parts ourselves. For that, we need this. And we need to start detaching. So, before we do that, let's click out of this. The buggy we're going to bring out is my Mark 6 buggy. So I've got Mark 6 all over the place. Mark 6 cutter array, so I know I can do titanium and strontium. So that's pretty good. What we're going to do is I'm going to repair it completely before we start detaching things. What am I using here? That explains a lot. I was like, why is it not repairing all the way through? So you'll see that much less is unrepairable. It's not that much, but it was enough for me to notice, and why not, right? Okay, everybody else should be in pretty good shape. So it is time to detach. Once you detach it, it automatically drops into your inventory. Just got to make sure that you got enough space for it. You won't be able to detach certain things. Like I can't take the body off until we take the storage unit off. And you can't take the storage unit off unless it's completely empty, which mine is. So see how it opened up the actual body there? You have to do that in order. So if you try to take a part off and it's just not cooperating, why are you on the ground? Am I already full? No, I guess I just can't reach it. All right. Let's see. We get some cockpit off. There, we got the engine. Start taking some treads. I don't know what that is down there. Once we get rid of everything. Okay, so I did have stuff in it. I had welding wire and a bunch of fuel cells. So, but breaking it apart made it drop on the ground. Oh, that's horrible. I hate looking at that. Oh my gosh. My buggy. Very strange. Because as you see, we're up pretty high, but look at this. I mean, 5 volume, 15, 15. I stuck that whole buggy that I drive around in my pocket. I guess. Alright, so we'll come over here and see how much our duraluminum is done. Yeah, we're getting there. Storage, you dummy. Where did you put that? Let's put this back here. So all I got is the water. I feel like that's a waste. Three seconds for each one, so we can wait a minute or so. We just kicked over the 2 hour mark, so once we get out there, I'll probably drop all this other stuff off in a box, and we're going to put our buggy back together, and we're going to get out there and actually do what we've set out here to do. We have to build the chemical refinery first because we can't do anything with our strontium until we do that. The large ore refinery is much more efficient and faster, so that's why we're going to be able to get more out of our raw materials, which is super awesome. Another thing we're going to have to worry about is fuel cells. Normally, I'm pretty easy to keep fuel cells around. You can make them out of the chemical refinery, and we'll have enough fuel cells out there, out in the wild, to be able to put these together. But we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that. Make sure we get more fuel cells. Could almost take the old Scoutster out, but I would prefer not to. More. Oh, only a few more, so that's good. And there's shooting again going on outside. one more. There we go. Let's go to general settings, shut her off, just since we're not going to be here. And we are back out on the road. This does create a little bit of a problem. I used to go around to get fuel cells. I would use that buggy to mine fuel cells. I don't have the buggy anymore.
Oh, wow.
Hi.
Hi.
You want to say hi to everybody?
No. Movie was awesome. It was really cool to see it in theaters. Highly recommend it. You know, if you like Godzilla.
Awesome.
They did show a preview for Demon Slayer, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. They had this fucking weird movie that was like...
Oh, I can't hear you now.
Oh, they had this weird fucking movie that was like this girl with like...
It's the F-bombs that are the problem.
There was this movie with this girl, and she's like... It's like E.T., but she's got like an alien. But like, it was weird. And it looked like she was gonna fuck this thing. But the whole thing that I'm bringing this weird movie up is while she's talking to someone, she's got a Ween poster on the wall, and then later on she's wearing a Ween shirt. I'm like, what is happening in this fucking terrible movie? This gosh darn terrible movie. I don't know what it's about. It looks really stupid, but Ween represented. So
there you go. Ocean Man.
In this doorway, so that if you have to pee, you have to walk through my phone. You know what? What? I don't care. Walk through it.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, this looks fun.
Yes, they're very loud. Yes. Ugh. Definitely think we'll have to put a couple at least of the medium boxes, the really big ones, just because we're going to be bringing back materials in a quantity that I don't know if the small containers will be able to handle. It's not that it's that awesome. I mean, it is. But the big point, or the main point here, is once we go out in the buggy, we're gonna stay out till she's full. That's gonna be a lot coming back. And now the dog's barking. Okay, here we go. Final transit trip. We're gonna have to see how much we're making as to whether or not this is a scout trip back and forth or whether it's an assault trip back and forth. I'm not sure. But again, since it's so close, I'm hardly annoyed by the slowness of the assault. And like I said, I haven't put the thrusters on there, the boosters yet. But I know that people are saying, I've seen some videos and some reviews that once you drop those thrusters on it, it gets almost as fast as a scout. And in fact, they said that you can't get caught by anything with rockets if you're in a booster assault. So, hey, look, they built more. I wonder why they put it up on stilts. Surprised that I'm so I mean, I know I switched into another zone, but man, I'm still 2K off from the spawn point. That's crazy. I was once again reading some chat, deep desert chat, and was not paying attention to my altitude. Oh my gosh. These things are so hard to steer. Okay, so we're going to run down here. And we're going to drop everything we've got in the box. Oh, let's see. You get to go in there. This stuff. That dog of mine. This stuff we'll put in here. And now we're going to put our buggy back together. So, first thing we got to do is find out where the chassis went. There it is. Doesn't really matter. There's that, 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 that. Boop, boop. There she is. She's actually ready to roll, but we got to make sure we put the storage unit and finally the cutter array. There she is. We don't have any more vehicle components, so we are now officially in the deep desert with our buggy. So let's go see how this works. We're going to need to refuel real quick. Since we're out here and out here to stay, I'm going to go ahead and drop these in. And we'll get rid of the one that's minor. I guess I'll keep those on because it won't matter that much. But and there we are. One small fuel cell gone. Why won't you refuel anymore? Or did you just use everything? Oh, that dog. Oh, because I put everything over here. Okay. Okay, here we go. And I've got that titanium that's right off to the other side there that I've been eyeing up ever since we got here. That stupid dog, man. So, normally I would pick up those little pieces that are sitting there. But, if you're hand gathering, it's worth it. Look at that, 126. That's twice as much as I was getting before. But yeah, if you're hand gathering, yes, you would grab those, but there's no point while you're in this. And we'll go ahead and snag a couple fuel cells while we're out here. So as you can see this, 840, that's awesome. I'm going to jump out for no reason whatsoever. Hold on one second. Oh, that dog is not going to stop barking because everybody just came home. Okay, so let's start driving around and seeing what we can find. I don't know if there's spice that populates in here or not. I saw this. I think we can get across this, right? Can we get across all of this? No, buggies are awesome. Okay, so I'm actually here just for the titanium stuff. But I guess if I wanted to, I could grab aluminum. But we're not here for that. Here, we're just going to drive off the cliff. Smashy, smashy. Oh, we're landing on some fuel cells. Now, I saw this base earlier, and I didn't see anybody in it. And nothing's moved. So we're going to go up there, and we're going to see what's all up on this hillside. See what we can take. Did I already come up here and grab stuffs? Oh, there's some right in front of us. We'll go for it. Ow, 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 ow. Finally, we see some strontium. Oh, we missed some. Circle back. Now, I did see some people were taking buggies out to those big nodes in the out, actually out in the deep desert. I never was able to do that because the only way you could do it really was with a carryall, and I don't even have one yet. We could have done it, you know, like I know that my guild friends have the ability to do that, but I never asked. It was, you know, it's not why I was part of the guild, was for everybody to make things for me to be awesome with. Might want to get fuel cells while I'm out here and just transport them back. Alright, so real quick, this used to be enough. Put these guys down here. This used to be enough to fill up. Right here. So we're already only in the green, and we're at what we used to be able to do with our ornithopter, with the Scout, when we took it out here. So in much less time, completely safe, we are able to do this. We'll call this a definite win. I didn't know these guys were here. Doesn't matter. I mean, ow, cat. Seriously. Uh-oh, I feel parched. Let's go ahead and do this. That's why we carry water. Okay. Theoretically, you know, we could be grabbing everything we see here. We could be grabbing the aluminum. We could be grabbing copper and anything, really. More of these fuel cells if we wanted. Too far? Nah. Yeah. You also got to be careful because out here in the deep desert, it's a higher temp zone. Oh my god. So you see that 26, 27, 29. The longer you run that thing, the hotter it gets. So in this case, we don't have to be too concerned because it doesn't look like the nodes are all that close. But if we were out further out in the deep desert, we definitely would have to pay attention to that. Came all the way over here for copper. How many times are we going to do that, man? I mean, it's me. I don't even want those fuel cells anyway. That's a blob of strubidium. Out on the out in the deep desert in the PvP section, when you get those big island nodes, they are more plentiful than this. And in fact, you could plant this vehicle in some spots and you would be in range of getting like 3 of these things, which is super awesome, but again, potentially dangerous. Sounds like they're taking off over there. So, you know, you got to weigh that in there as well, that yeah, I may not be getting as much, but I'm completely safe, and I'm getting more than I would in my Thopter. I was concerned as to whether or not this was going to be the new way of things, and I thought maybe they would have looked at last week and been like, yeah, guys, I think we put too many nodes in the A row, and calmed it down, but it doesn't appear as though they did. So, you know what? While the getting's good, I guess. Let's go all the way over here. It feels strange running a buggy across this much open sand without any kind of warnings popping up. Come all the way over here just for copper. Well, there's titanium up there, but I don't think we can get it. I don't think I even want to try. Yeah, no, I don't think we can. Kind of, not gonna lie, would kind of be tempted to pull some aluminum out of here if there's, you know, nothing else. Like, if I'm not seeing any of the tier 6 mats, as you can see, life still does kind of revolve around, around the duraluminum life. And being here, it's definitely closer than heading all the way up to the shield walls and all that, so... Where am I, by the way? A8. I think that's the extent of it. I really hope this has already been mined by somebody, because I ain't seeing anything over here. There's some. Oh, there's a bunch. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Boop boop. Now, I'm also not going to lie. There is a little bit of fear in me about getting this buggy stuck somewhere. I've done that before and had to completely disassemble the damn thing. I'll come off of these rock walls like an idiot. And it's my fault, I'll admit it. But instead of working my way back down, I'll just be like, screw it, I'll just jump off the edge. And I roll my way down, oh, this is the way we came. I'll roll my way down a hill instead of navigating it properly. And then I fell into an area where you're just apparently not supposed to be. And she got stuck nose down. So that was super awesome. That was a fun day. I actually had a load full of ethereite crystals from the rift. And I ended up having to hand carry them from the spot where I took everything apart in order to transport everything back. It wasn't fun. So since that day, I try to be a little more careful where we put our treads. I'm also uncertain as to the respawn of everything here. Think we can make it up this? Yes. Remember I was just telling you about how, you need to be way more careful? And then I do something dumb like this? Would have been a nice place to build, too. Somebody did. I don't think I can get any of that stuff. Oh, come on. I don't want to get too brave because I don't know what's on the other side of this when I come flying up here, you know what I mean? I know eventually there is a cliff. Should I be afraid of this? I think I hear another buggy running around. Could be my own buggy too. Oh boy, that's bad, that's bad. Oh, we don't want to go down there. This is the kind of stuff I was talking about where I'm too lazy to backpedal, so we just, yeet right off a cliff that ends up getting us screwed. I don't see anything here. Copper and aluminum. Some strontium right there. Gotta make sure I don't get lost, too, you know? That is totally possible for me. This is nice because when you see these ones that are angled, sometimes it's hard to get a cutter array to get a good scan of it. This thing don't care. I like that. I like that a lot. Make a big old loop. We can get back home to. We're a kilometer away, so I don't think it does. I guess it does. I don't know. It's saying we're close. We're, well, 700. Not all that close. This is definitely not as fast-paced and fun as riding around on your Thopter is. And it's definitely harder to see nodes from the air. Oh, look at this. From the air, you can see everything. I like how this is right by where my base was, but I took the long way to get to it. Let's see if we can come in to where we don't have to move once we grab one. Oh, that dog of mine. Don't see anything that way. That's just some ratty old copper. I could probably get to it, but I don't know if I want to. Well, I don't know if we want to risk just yeeting ourselves off the cliff. Oh yeah, it'll be alright. Yeet! Anything on the way down? Nope. That might be a little hard to get to. And I think this was the spot that was a little land bridge thing. Lost a little bit of paint on that one. And that'll be our ramp going back home. Yeah, I think we'll just grab a bunch of the fuel cells from here since they're so plentiful, and we'll just transport them back to our base. That was an issue, was we weren't able. Boop boop. Perfect. All right, let's see what this does now. We're gonna actually make another box if we can. I can. So we'll make a box for material storage. Let's see what we can do. In the buggy. It's crazy. I'm not gonna be able to fit it all. Alright, let's make ourselves our chemical refinery. Sorry. And we're gonna drop this bad boy right there. And we just killed our power. So that's a bad thing. Let's see, we'll do this, and we'll do a couple more of these bad boys. It's not going to be enough to just do 2 of them. What we'll have to do is go down here and turn that machine off that we just made, because it comes in live, comes in hot. Boop, disable, and that should get the power back on. Yup. And then we'll go over here, do this. Don't know how many. Let's go upstairs. Oh, I'll tell you what we can do. Let's turn this bad boy off because we don't need it right away because we've got to make the stravidium. This 350 is the problem. This one's 350 as well. So, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to work on our power problem. But water seems to be pretty good. Oh my gosh, yeah. All right, folks. So yeah, that's it's gonna be a lot, especially if we keep doing that. And pairing this up with the occasional run with your with a scout or an assault, this will work good. We're gonna figure out our power problems and increase our water a little bit. We got to build those death stills and make sure we get everything running. But this is gonna be us for the rest of the week, and I can't wait to see how much we pull out of here. It's gonna be a lot. I have a feeling it's gonna be way a lot. So. Anyway, I'm going to call it now. We're at 2.5 hours, so that's actually really good for us. But yeah, I'll keep you posted as how this goes, and we're going to see you tomorrow for our normal stream time, but we'll probably do another short one. And then we won't be back on until Saturday. So, thank you for tuning in, and I will, like I said, keep you posted on how this works and what the end result is. This might be the way of the future for us, so... We're going to head off. So as always, take care, and I will see you out there.